through the program there.
Yeah, for the Browns. Him and all 15 of his entourage coming in there.
Okay. Here, these are yours.
Good.
Ryan. I'm going to connect out there and see. I'll turn you guys on right now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Willowwood. For today, we're doing a little scrimmage action against Oak Hill Oaks. And your Symmes Valley Vikings. I'm John Sharp, joined as always by Ryan Wilson. And Ryan, just trying to get a little practice run in here for us, especially on this live stream, and thought we'd show a little bit of football here today. And welcome. Here comes the end of summer, beginning of fall, and football season upon us.
Mow the grass this week, John. The resurrection lilies are out. That always tells me it's football season. Some people call those naked ladies too, but I call them resurrection lilies. They only come up there about the beginning of August, and that usually marks the beginning of football for me.
Well, you got the NFL getting started with preseason this weekend, and I know we've had a lot of 7-on-7 stuff through the summer, but starting getting scrimmages in. And
John, I think the Oaks are already on third down here. We don't have a chain gang. We do have refs, but I'm not sure how they're marking things out
I think he said fourth. I think he changed it to fourth down there.
Oh, big hole, bro.
Big hole. Folks, we don't have any
We can't hear
rosters. We don't have any rosters.
You guys sound good.
And Symmes Valley, of course, is in their practice uniforms. So
yeah,
we know most of those kids. The Oak Hill kids, we don't know. We'll try to just do the best we can. But we really just wanted to be here today to let you guys see these guys here before the Jamboree game next week, which will be at Wellston. And this is kind of our practice run with the live stream. Get some of the bugs worked out before the first week of the season.
John, one of the first things I noticed about the Oaks here, all got the padded helmets on. I think they can only wear those up through scrimmages and stuff. I don't know if they'll be wearing them in the regular season, but you see that a lot more now, and I believe that's supposed to, just help protect the head a little bit more there.
Yeah, especially in a scrimmage, something to look at. But also, that I don't know how much of a difference it makes when you take it off.
Yeah. I don't really know much about it.
I don't know much about it.
But I know, we're seeing them more and more. I don't know if we're getting to a point where we're going to see them all the time, But,
Well,
more and more.
and back when we played, we didn't wear helmets. So
Leather.
feels like we're getting that old,
Something every day makes me feel older. Yeah, so I see the quarterbacks on the sidelines for Symmes Valley in red jerseys. I can't really tell. I don't believe Oak Hill's quarterback is in the different colored jerseys, but they may not be sacking quarterbacks here today either. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say they'll blow it dead.
That's a sweet play. That's working.
Had a pretty big hole there on the outside.
Yeah, stepped out of bounds.
A little extracurricular there on the action.
Yeah, I was talking and wasn't paying attention to the play. I wish I had replay now to see it. They definitely were able to seal the edge there. John.
So here we go. I'm going to say first down Oak Hill. It's a pretty good guess, correct?
Yeah, I think they got a first down on that one for sure. Yeah.
And we're just kind of looking at, today, we'll just be kind of looking at, kind of giving you guys a preview. It's kind of like you're just going to be sitting here with us talking like we're sitting in the stands today.
Yeah.
With not a whole lot of information to give out as far as players or player names. Ryan, you've been to some of the 7-on-7 stuff here for Symmes Valley. How they've been looking all summer?
They've looked pretty good in the 7-on-7s, John, and there's no pads in that. And I know regular's different, but we've looked pretty good in it. Now I got people asking me, we're live on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Live on YouTube. Oh, here's a pass.
I didn't post it on
It was
Facebook.
open.
Oh,
He caught it.
he caught it. Did he hang on to it? He did.
No, they said he's down at the one. I thought he scored.
I
but
thought he scored for sure too.
It's definitely juggling it.
Down at the 1 foot line.
When you're finished, could you click on this up here?
Yeah. What do they search for to find it on YouTube? You know?
It was a nice
Um,
throw.
they could
and
just type
maybe
in
an even
Symmes
better
Valley.
catch, a little juggling catch
But
there.
I can
by
send you this.
15,
link.
I
That's
thought he
his
scored
boys
as
basketball
well.
live stream. Is that the same one we're on?
That'd be
right now?
first and goal for
Oh,
Oak Hill.
oops. Yep, let me change that.
A lot of talking today about upcoming schedules and everything for Symmes Valley and for Oak Hill as well. Talk a little bit about
All right, it says
what we
open.
expect this season and some of the newcomers here for especially Symmes Valley. You know, didn't get to talk to any of the coaches before the game because I don't know how much they really want to tell, you know, for a scrimmage.
Right.
And want it to be broadcast. I'm sure, you know, they don't want a whole lot of information out there this early. But in the 7-on-7s, Ryan, I mean, looking pretty good. And I know it's a lot of mostly throwing, and it's
What-
kind of hard to get a.
I think the difference though for 7-on-7s for Symmes Valley now though is that
That's a touchdown for Oak Hill there, number 1.
yeah.
I sent you a link if you want to share it.
Okay. And there's a good opening drive there if you're an Oak Hill fan. Kind of marched right down the field and got a score on their first drive. So, still just trying to sort out some technical things here.
Symmes Valley will take over first down. I think they were starting at the 35-yard line.
Say what says it scores 6-0, John, or 7-0 there. You got a pad there?
I got a
Probably
pad
keep
here. I'll
that.
try to keep-
Show the score. Don't have the scoreboard turned on out here today. John, I think Oak Hill gonna get the ball again.
Maybe,
think
maybe,
so.
maybe they're doing
Maybe doing 2 possessions
2
apiece.
possessions and then switch. I mean, it does give you time to work on defense, you know, more consistently if you got it, if you're on it longer. Or maybe they're doing 10 plays and 10 plays. Maybe that wasn't quite 10 plays. I wasn't keeping count.
Yeah. Bunch of shifting.
A lot of shifting there.
Yes.
Sir. Oh, fumble in the
fumble.
backfield. Oh,
So we'll call out some numbers here. I apologize for trying to get a bunch of stuff worked out here, but see 22 out there in the middle linebacker, that'd be Asher Maynard. 75 is Zane Wilson. 52 is Caleb Mount. Watching at home. 72 is Trey Campbell. 13 Grady Holland. 23 Jackson Fields. A lot of these, you know, returning people from last year. I believe number 8 is Beckham Roth. That's a freshman. You will be talking about a lot this year, John. He'll play quite a bit. From what I've seen so far, I believe that's 8 is Beckham Roth. I could be wrong on that though. I think 24 is Andy Stroud. Now, Symmes Valley spreads the ball out.
oh, pitch out to the left. You're able to recover again.
Yeah, so and 2 different contrasting styles. I wasn't sure what to look for with Oak Hill, but they're, you know, what you used to see at Symmes Valley up until 3 years ago. They got 3 backs in the backfield. They're running the option play. Even that pass play was they completed was a play action pass. When Symmes Valley gets the ball, it'll be exactly what we've seen the last couple of years. It'll be spread 5 wide, try to get the ball to the athletes in spaces. Now they're backed up. I think is this 3rd down, John?
Should be 3rd down.
Yeah. 3rd down.
They're about the 22-yard line. Ryan, and you talked
Big
about.
hole here, though.
Yeah.
Oh, nice
Filled
job
up
by
quick.
Maynard there.
Now they're going to send. They've already sent Maynard to the sideline once. Now I think they're going to send one. on the sideline.
51, there's Tucker Ross too, returning senior from the Vikings there. You know, he's played basically all 4 years here. I think started about all of them, played a lot. So,
Well, and that's what you talked there earlier about some experience returning for Symmes Valley. That's what we kind of said last year. A lot of young kids playing, getting
Yeah.
a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Well, now this is their second year.
yeah.
Being on the field quite a bit. So
And you only have 2 seniors in this class. Now, both of those are really high contributing seniors, in Tucker Ross and Andy Stroud. But you got to think, you know, I think we can have a really good year this year, but that really should look good for your future as well, because you're only going to lose 2. Now, both of those are really key pieces that will play all the time, but at the same time, 2 kids in a class is a very small class for football.
for football, for
Yeah.
a senior class, yes.
Yeah.
Well, for any class, really, that's a small class.
Yeah, yeah.
So we do have, what do you know about the incoming freshmen? I know you already mentioned Rawl.
I know we got Beckham Rolfe, who'll see some time. We've seen Mason Adams, another freshman that'll probably get some time. And I hope I don't get the name right, but one of the Sandman boys, Zayden, Sandman, is a freshman coming in, and he was in there on defense just now. I see him down there now on the sideline. Doesn't have a number on the back of his jersey, but he's a really really big kid, and I know he really helped them out a lot, you know, up through Biddy League and in junior high last year. So I think they're probably looking for a lot of time from him too.
Size always helps.
Yeah, that size always helps.
So Symmes Valley will have the ball for the first time today, starting at 35. Kind of see what this offense looks like, and it's
Yeah,
with Bronx Carpenter's second year. Kind of see how they
Yeah.
look coming out.
and the difference I'm looking for today, John, is we look good in 7-on-7s, but we also didn't have line either, right? So
See how the protection is.
yeah, we'll see. Because, you know, every plays a pass play pretty much. You know, sometimes they'll run it, but
Carpenter rolls out, throws, connects.
and that's what they're looking to do, John. And they'll probably look to get back on the ball quick. Maybe not here today, but
Right.
you know, in the season,
In the
they're going
season,
to,
that'll be what they
they
try to
get
do.
the ball down the field quick.
Trent Carpenter back calling plays for the Vikings again this year.
Yep.
Kind of the one that's kind of implemented this offense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And you still have, you know, Ben Ferguson's the head coach, and you got John Carell down there helping again. You know, John's been with the program here for a long time. And of course, Coach Holland has been, you know, now for quite some time with the program as well. So there's a run play to the opposite side to Maynard.
It's a
Not
couple
finding
yards.
much room.
Might have got a yard, maybe 2. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell without the yardage markers.
And I'm sure, you know, just like last year, they'll run the ball some because last year they had Will Jones. I mean, you're going to run the ball. And this year you have Maynard in the backfield. You're going to run the ball or swing it out to him in the flat, get him the ball, right? I think we have everybody here today, although I'm not entirely sure on that. You know, it's a lot different than it used to be too. You got so many kids out for so many different things, vacation and all kinds of different things. So.
Second down for Symmes Valley.
Yep.
Snap to Carpenter. Looking to throw. Pressure comes. He steps
Steps
up,
up.
throws across the middle. Nice catch.
I believe that's Stroud, 24 Stroud.
Andy Stroud. Nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice throw.
It's different seeing somebody in 24 because I believe that's Will's
Yeah.
number, you know.
For 4 years.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
hard to.
So it's hard to associate it with somebody else, but
What year is this for us doing this, right? Including our time?
I don't know.
Is this 4?
yeah, 4 or 5. And you know, I feel like we didn't even get to do it last year because they only ended up having
4 home games.
and one of them was canceled. We only
Right.
did 3
3.
games last
Yeah,
year.
so this year we'll get 6.
Yeah, so yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get plenty of airtime this
yeah,
year.
yeah,
We will talk about the schedule and
yeah.
what's coming up for the Vikings as they continue on offense here. First down, Carpenter looks,
Oh.
throws an interception.
I'm not sure if that was a designed run or what that play was, Sean. I'd love to see it again.
Yeah,
We don't have instant replay, but it almost looked like he was going to take off running up the middle, and then the last second he tried almost like a little pop pass
Right.
over the middle.
Yeah. And he had two guys kind of in that area.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know.
Just overshot both of them.
Yeah.
There. So
But in this scrimmage, that turnover, you just kind of say, well, do over.
I guess.
Yeah, you just keep the ball and keep going. I think they're doing a set number of plays. We didn't
Okay.
talk to either coaching staff before the game to kind of see
Yeah.
what was really going to happen here, but
Wonder what it feels like with that black helmet on today out there in that house.
that's one.
Not. At least they did go with the white jerseys, right?
Carpenter back in the shotgun, flanked by Maynard. Fields in motion. Carpenter throw again. He'll
There
swing
you
it out.
see, there you get out to Maynard in the flat, get some
No
one-on-one.
help out there with him, but
Yeah,
he's just breaking
yeah.
tackles left and right. I think he's
Tackles
okay.
broken by Maynard just a little bit.
Shaking up a little bit. He got bit backwards a little bit.
Yeah. Looks like he's okay, but not the best. But yeah, like we talked about earlier, if you're not handing the ball off to him, you get him the ball out in the flat and get him running downhill. Now he's a load now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and not afraid of contact. Actually enjoys the contact.
Right. Yeah.
So that'll be a first down for Symmes. Well, we say first down. We know it's just a set number of plays.
Yeah.
And Symmes Valley still has the ball.
See, now you got 44 Aiden Freeman coming to the game, and now I also want people to remember it's a scrimmage too, and we may get a number wrong or something, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure I know most of these kids, and it's hot out here today too, so I look for them to rotate a lot of kids in and out.
And your son's playing tackle.
Yeah, they moved him to the line. He put on quite a bit of weight. He runs some receiver.
Oh, nice
Good
throw
pass,
to
yeah.
Stroud.
Yeah. Based on the 7-on-7s, which, a lot of things will change. But Andy Stroud really looking good at those. Catches a lot of balls, along with Holland. And then you have, I think we saw him last year a few times. Levi Russell was an outside threat. He's a burner. He can, hit big hitters down the field. Jackson Fields as well is another kid that catches a lot of balls.
Symmes Valley, it looks like they're about the 12, maybe the 13-yard line. Carpenter in the shotgun.
So thrown. I don't even think they have any play they run under center. So that is a design. Nice move by Jackson Fields.
Yeah, play was
He stepped out
fun,
of
Dad.
bounds.
I think so.
So you can kind of fake the run to one side and then pitch it out in the flat to the other side there.
I think maybe it was a penalty there. I didn't see a flag, but
Jump start, offside. Why would they blow it dead in the middle of the play?
Yeah.
Like that.
unless he, and something else you'll see in these, these scrimmages, you got some first year, maybe second year officials.
Yeah.
So he may have blown it.
Yeah.
Nobody heard it. They had to blow it again.
Yeah. You got to come in there with your arm up in this probably, and get it, get everybody stopped.
Yeah.
So now we got trips.
Snap to Carpenter, he'll roll right.
Yeah.
Looking to throw, he's got a man
Wide
open.
open.
Nice catch. Jackson Fields.
We got
That'll tie it up.
good play design there, John. Good pitch and catch. Roll your quarterback out of the pocket. You had two guys running square outs out there on that side out in the flat. Jackson Fields broke out wide open. Oak Hill had 2 possessions and scored once, right? Symmes Valley basically has had 2 possessions and has scored once. I don't know if they'll still give them the ball again, but
Right, yeah, I don't
you
know
know,
if
you
they'll
throw an
continue.
interception.
They'll just turn around and finish
Yeah.
out their number of plays here.
yeah. And I've had a few discussions with the staff over the summer, and I think question mark for Symmes Valley will just be do we hold up at the point of attack? I think we have the athletes in space, but can we hold up at the point of attack? Because you got a lot of new guys on the line that haven't played, and this Handman boy, we see him out there now. That's a freshman. You just have a lot of different guys on the line this year, and how will they hold up? You know, just time will tell.
Symmes Valley trying to get lined up. Here they go. Harper in the shotgun, flanked by Maynard.
Blitz coming.
Up the middle, nothing there.
Wide
Carpenter
open.
pulls it back
Oh.
out. Just a little short.
It looked like, I believe that's Levi Russell on that one. And had Holland out there too with single coverage on him because Oak Hill brought pressure that time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a big key thing, you won't see this as much with a high school quarterback, but your line, you want to identify that pressure. You know, you're not going to have an extra running back to pick up pressure. So when pressure comes, you're going to have to figure it out. I don't know if they run a hot route or what they do, but Oak Hill continues to bring pressure, and I think they were successful on that one. They're running a 3-man front here, John. Just sending 3 this time.
Oh, deep pass from Carpenter. Just overthrown a little bit. Yeah,
Oh,
kind of got
gonna
held a little
flag,
bit.
Yep. I could have been wrong about that. I'm not sure who 33 is. Maybe that's Levi Russell. That was a deep shot down the field.
Mhm. Coach Carpenter tried to find out if that was offensive or defensive pass
They
interference.
also have a new kid on the team, a sophomore that transferred in from Fairland. Didn't do anything in the summer workouts. Yeah, 33 is Levi Russell. I'm not sure who number 7 is. I'll figure it out here when he takes his helmet off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so John, really looking forward to these broadcasts this year. We can't hardly hear each other, so I hope our audio, they said it was pretty good online, but I might scream at you here a few times if you're watching on YouTube. Looking forward to it. You know, I think Symmes Valley, you know, had an okay season last year. Didn't end up making the playoffs, I don't believe. So I think that's a step. Now this year, going to be a little harder to make the playoffs. They moved it, what,
Change there, yes.
16 to 12.
Yep.
And did I see that the higher seed for the first 3 rounds gets to host? I'll check that out.
Yes, its first 3 rounds, I believe, gets the host.
Yeah.
So that's a big change.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good thing, in my opinion, especially if you're
Yeah.
higher seeded school there to kind
Yeah.
of. I know they don't get to keep everything, but you
Yeah.
know, your concession stand and everything,
And I
any
think
kind
that-
of fundraiser you
Yeah.
can do, you know.
And playing your regular season games, making them more meaningful too, because, you know, just take Symmes Valley. When teams have to come out here, it's an advantage for Symmes Valley, right? Because nobody's used to driving these roads, you know, and might not be used to playing on a grass field and stuff like that. So, and you know, it used to be they'd pick a neutral game, but a neutral game when you're in the South down here where we are means you got to drive 2 or 3 hours, right?
Yeah, a neutral site for Symmes Valley is usually still
Yeah.
a couple hours away.
Well, and we've made the playoffs in years and had to drive plumb up to Shady Side too. That's like, you know, I believe 3 hours,
Yeah,
something
that's-
like that.
I've only been there one time, a couple years ago when Symmes Valley played
Yeah,
playoffs up there.
I think I've been there a couple times. Last time we went up there was when Matt Owens and them were seniors, I believe. No,
No, there was a year.
there was a year there because my daughter was in the band, is
Yeah.
why I went.
Yeah.
The Shady Side was really good that year. I don't believe we did
Mhm.
much good.
Yeah. What a neat place to go watch. a
Oh,
football
it's
game.
awesome. I call it the miniature Ironton, Ohio, because they're the Tigers.
Mhm. Oak Hill back with the ball. Both teams have scored a touchdown in their first sets of plays. Oak
Yep.
Hill now with their second set of plays, third possession.
Now I find it hard being up here and not on the field because my son just made a tackle and I'm not out there to.
Scream and holler.
Yeah.
We need to get, I tried to buy one the other day. They've got them over to Ashland Mall. It's called a Loud Cup. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
can drink out of it and then turn it to the other side, and it's one of those, almost like those vuvuzelas. So maybe we get one of them up
Yeah,
and
stick it out the window.
Yeah. He'll know it's you anyway.
Yeah.
Number one with Oak Hill again. He has done carried a lot of the
Yeah.
load for Oak Hill. It's a nice carry there on the keeper.
Yeah. Hole there,
Him and Ashton Maynard there have become quick friends right there. They've become good buddies as he's trying to hand him the ball after the play. They've pushed and shoved about every other play, so they're becoming fast friends.
If we saw names for Oak Hill, we might know some of them from,
Check preps here. I've got
but just from basketball and last year. But I think some of those kids have graduated now too.
Yeah, see, I don't know if these numbers are right. There's not even a number one listed.
One thing I'm not a big fan of Oak Hill of today is where they parked their buses at.
Yeah.
They took out a lot of the closed parking spots. We've got a whole nother parking lot up there. But probably weren't expecting too big a crowd.
Probably not, but I mean, it's still football. It's going to draw people. I don't care what.
Yeah, we don't have a very big crowd out here, Dad. I believe we got mostly just parents out here.
We could just blame Eric Holland. I mean, the athletic director, that he didn't let them know, hey,
Yeah.
park
Well,
close.
I thought they were going to move this too and not play it in the middle of the day like this when it's so hot. I'm guessing they probably would go too awful long today just because of the heat.
Yeah.
A lot of area teams are scrimmaging the last couple of days.
Ooh, high snap. Somebody got there quick.
That is, I believe that's Jared Knapp. I could be wrong about that, but he doesn't have a number on his jersey.
Yeah. He was there in a hurry. 21 barely had a chance to catch the ball on the snap before.
That's who it is. I believe that's the kid that can lay out this year. So on the line, you got right now, you got Mount. I think that's Knapp. I know that's Sandman next to him.
Yeah.
And then you got Zane Wilson. You got Aiden Freeman at linebacker, and Maynard still at linebacker. And then you got Roth and Stroud as your outside linebackers. Jackson Fields is a safety, and Grady Holland is the corner on this side. I'm not sure who 21 is on the other side. I think that's another freshman, Colton Taylor, but I'm not sure that that's who that is. So, I mean, Oak Hill's a bigger school. They haven't had a great, in the history, they've been really good at football, but recently I don't think they've had much success. But this game here's been pretty close so far, back and forth. Pretty good contested game. I think somebody will see a lot of teams worse than this, and some teams better at the year.
There's 21 on the handoff. Nice run. Still on his feet. Brought down.
Yeah, I'm not sure who 21 is, John, but he runs hard, doesn't he?
Yes, he sure does.
Yeah.
I've got listed here as Blaze Ford.
Oh, yeah.
But that's
What, is that this year's roster or last year's?
well, it's got the right schedule. It says 25-26.
Okay.
But there's no number one listed.
It looks like they're wearing their uniform, so that might be. I don't know.
But still, I mean, quarterback is showing an Isaac Gilliland, sophomore, but that's number 14 on here.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah.
but hey, we're just glad to be able to
Yeah.
put this out there and do a little practice run for ourselves.
Yep.
Make sure all the
Oh, another big hole
Yes,
up
nice
the
big
middle.
hole.
Oh, that's a hole.
yeah,
Put the flag. Wow,
Man.
there it comes. At 21, if that was Taylor,
Yeah.
about
He
ripped
could-
his jersey
he
off.
about pulled him to the other sideline.
Yeah. Yeah. I know they're probably, not calling them as close as they normally would. That was pretty aggressive there.
Oh yeah. And I believe the white hat looks like John Blanton out there.
Yeah, it might be.
And I mean, this may even be, some of these guys may even be in the class, taking the class.
Yeah. Well, it's a good opportunity for them too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I know in basketball. And the reason,
Yeah.
I say that in basketball, we really you use the scrimmages to get all
Yeah.
the young guys a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And get them some on the. It's just like the players. You're just getting an on the field opportunity to get some action.
Yep. Symmes Valley basically runs a 4-4-3 on defense with 4 linemen, 4 linebackers, and 3 secondary, which works against most high school teams. But I'm guessing if they would come up a team that runs a similar offense to them, they would probably switch out of that, right?
Mhm.
Like in the NFL anymore, in college, you see pretty much across the board, a lot of them just start with 5 DBs, right?
Yeah.
Their base defense has 5. Now, one of those is like a pretty good sized safety that can come down and stop the run too.
Valley was 6 on the line this time. Plenty up front.
Direct to 21 that time. Couple
Running
missed
hard.
tackles, couple guys had a shot in there. Down.
One and 21 for Oak Hill. Both run hard and got some
They
speed.
did, yeah. It's really kind of interesting to watch them because, I mean, a lot of teams don't run this tight formation anymore. It's kind of a relic of the past, right? But it's effective when you got kids that run hard and you can, hold your ground at the point of attack.
Looking at Oak Hill's schedule, just kind of go over the whole thing here. Starting on the 22nd, opening week, they're at Williston, where Symmes Valley will be next week for the Jamboree game. And then they will travel to FCA. September 5th, they have Rock Hill at home for their opening home game. And then they'll be home again against Memphis, home against Waverly, home against Wheelersburg Pirates. On October 10th, traveling to Lucasville Valley, the 17th to Portsmouth West, and then the end of the season, Northwest at home. Deep ball,
Double coverage.
intercepted by Jackson Fields. Nice play. Well,
Yeah. You're only running 2 receivers out. You got to fool those secondary in order for anybody to get open on a deep ball. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you're only running 2 guys out in the route. And Symmes Valley had 2 DBs there that time. 15 showing he's a good athlete there, but not going to be able to make that play.
And that was a beautifully thrown ball. I mean,
Yeah, it was. It was a pretty ball.
Good ball.
He's going over their schedule there, John. I think every year they play Rock Hill for the battle of who's the best heel.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty good rivalry game. I know they're more of a rival with Colgrove,
But they also,
what Rock Hill
they're
is.
neighboring districts and
Oak Hill,
both with
Rock Hill,
Hill,
yeah, you don't think, but they're pretty close.
Yeah.
93 runs right into Oak Hill.
Yeah.
And Oak Hill, they have a tough schedule. They have to play in the upper SOC with, Wheelersburg and Memphis and some of these other teams. But
Yeah, that makes it tough,
Yeah.
especially in football.
oh, nice play design there.
Yep. Got it to the outside. Looks
Yep,
like he might
he's
take it.
gone.
Be a touchdown for Oak Hill.
He got into the secondary. I thought they just put Bronx Carpenter in a safety for that play. He had a shot at him, but just couldn't bring him down.
Plays will keep going all the way down to R&D,
Yeah.
right down the hill there.
So, I think Oak Hill looks almost better than I anticipated in looking at the scrimmage here today. Which they got good numbers, they got
Mhm.
quite a few kids out, and
It's like
But
close
yeah.
to 30 or 35 kids there.
yeah, they look pretty good.
So they're going to let him do an extra point here.
Yeah.
Extra point try, just kind of get,
Oh yeah, you want to give your kicker some practice too. Yeah. I think you'll see the Jamboree game will be a little bit more organized than this. You'll have a clock, you'll have all those stuff, but you still will see vanilla offense from teams. Like they're not going to run a lot of the stuff they're going to run in the regular season. I think you're looking for in these games who's going to block, tackle, who's going to catch, and who's going to run hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of what the play is,
Mhm.
kind of gives you an idea. So And you could tell Symmes Valley, they got a bunch of new helmets and they don't even have stickers on half of them yet or stripes or anything like that. So a lot of stuff is not completely set up the way it will be.
I was looking for a kicker on here because I kind of figured he.
Oh, he made it, John, right down the middle.
Right down the middle. Good.
Now, a kicker is a real luxury in high school, especially schools that are this size, right? Because I don't know if Oak Hill has a soccer program or not. They don't have one that I'm aware of. And I know Symmes Valley doesn't, so it's not like you can pull from your soccer program. And, for Symmes Valley, there's just not a whole lot of kids,
Right.
that kicking is a big deal. So anytime you can get a good kicker, it's a big advantage.
So let's see. It looks like Oak Hill will keep the ball to continue their number of plays. I should have counted them. Should have kept track there. We'll count this as their fourth possession since they
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah. That's what they're going to get it back again here. Oak Hill scored on 2 out of 3 so far. Symmes Valley on 1 out of 2. Really who? I did hear the other day talking about SOC schools. I believe Notre Dame not having a junior high football program this year. Because I saw where Symmes Valley's junior high is going to play at Ironton now.
Yeah,
that came in.
That's going to be on a Saturday.
Seems like a risky proposition there, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm waiting for them to ask us on the live stream. Don't know why they blew that dead so early.
Did they blow it dead? Somebody off sides?
Might have been. 21 took a pretty big shot there from Mount. 44's not hurt. He's just trying to get his shoe back.
Yeah, he didn't get his shoe on. Anything like my son, they're probably not tied tight.
Right. You seen the stretchy shoestrings that you can put in your shoes? That way you can just stretch it, slide it on.
No.
Oh yeah, I've got to get me some of those.
I've seen all of them. I tried to buy me a pair. Under Armour's got this new. I think Skechers has some too. They call them slip speed, but like the back of it will just bend down, and
You're
you
right.
can just slide your foot in, and it comes back up.
Yeah,
I don't know. I still tie my shoes.
me too. Well, I can.
Well, I wear Crocs a lot, so I shouldn't say much either because I work from home. So. There's a sweet play.
Here at 21. Nice run. And I believe that's the end of the possession. Oak Hill.
You didn't get the first down. I don't
I
know.
think he just ran out of plays.
Oh, not doing first downs. You just get so many plays.
I think it's a number, set number there.
We're going to take a little break here.
These kids get a drink of water and.
Yep.
And well, we got a minute. I said I would mention this, right? Coming back from Hawaii there not long before the tsunami hit.
Yeah. I was really fortunate there. Thank the Lord. There's a couple of weeks before that tsunami hit. But yeah, just I've never been to another country. I've never been out of the country, but that's as close as I'll ever be, maybe, probably. I may take another trip or something, but it's not like anything around here at all, The people are different. The landscape is obviously just like, I've never been anywhere, even when I go out west here, I see some of the vegetation that we may have. They have some pine trees and things like that.
Right.
Everything is different in Hawaii. It's just a completely different landscape. But the people are super friendly there.
Yeah.
They really are. Really laid back. The traffic is not good.
But you only got so much room.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Kind of limited there on.
Yeah, but it really
space.
it's really cool trip.
Did
Really
you eat
interesting
well?
place. Huh?
Did you eat well?
Yeah, I eat well. I tell you, the best meal we had all week. And he's probably not listening to this, but I'll mention it again. So there's a big group of us that went, and one of the families that went with us was the Sloan family, and a bunch of us went hiking. We took 3 or 4 really nice hikes, but one day we went hiking, and 3 of the Sloans, they went fishing instead. They got a boat chartered, and somebody took them out fishing. One of them, Jake Sloan, caught like a 20-pound skipjack tuna. I'm not a big fish guy,
Right.
I'll be honest with you. But they took that back to the resort. They cleaned it, whatever for them, and they cooked those fillets off that thing on the grill. That is the best fish I've ever had in my life.
Is that right?
I mean, it was really, really good.
Well, that's
And I'm
excellent.
not a big fish guy.
Right,
so
right.
That's probably
cool.
the best meal I had all week. Now, we had some other good meals. Moco Loco is a famous Hawaiian dish. I had it. We'll talk about it later. We got a
King
touchdown
Passion.
right here. Got him.
Oh, just drops. Nice ball from
And
Ross.
we mentioned in the beginning, that's Levi Russell. He's the downfield threat for the Vikings. And even with double coverage, he, just outran them on that route. And like you said, good ball there by Bronx, just not able to come up with it.
Might have been just a stretch overthrown,
Yep.
but I think Levi Russell would tell you he should have caught it.
Yeah. Yeah. He got his hands on it. It would have been a tough catch. It's not like an easy pitch and catch, but he did get his hands on it. Now we'll look and see what Symmes Valley likes to do. Sometimes that'll loosen them up a little bit when you take a shot deep.
Back to about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Has Aiden Freeman on the run there. And that's where you gotta, he's getting hit 2 yards in the back right there. You gotta be able to control the line of scrimmage to have an effective run of the ball. We'll see here. I don't know if, like you said, John, I don't know if they're doing down distance right there. Just saying you got so many plays. So we'll see.
Yeah.
This will be 3rd down here for sure.
Snap Carpenter. Throw. Look at the throw.
Oh, backside.
Yeah. They tried to whistle it dead and
Yeah.
didn't quite get it in time.
It looks pretty good so far, but kind of struggling a little bit on this drive here.
Looking more downfield than I was watching that side to see if that was a blitz or just a missed block.
It came from the opposite. He came from the opposite side, John, and I was watching the line on this side, so I'm not sure either if it was a blitz or not. Now that was 33. It looks like he's playing defensive end, so.
Yes, I don't know if they just somebody missed him or if he
Yeah.
just beat somebody there. Valley backed up. 4th play.
Now see,
Swing
they
it
get it
out.
out quick now. The
Stroud breaks 1 tackle. Nice game.
He broke 1 tackle and run over another guy. Good run there. Technically, that would have been 4th down. John, I look at the field here, and you can tell that in our area here, it's been the early summer was so wet, you couldn't do anything. And when we played a 7-on-7 here, didn't even know if it's going to get play on the field because it's
So
too
wet.
wet, and the grass was so green. But you can tell out here now, it's starting to dry up now. Grass is looking a little withered.
This will be the 5th play of the drive. Try to keep count this time and see what they are doing. Partner rolls out, does flip it out.
Stroud again, and a
Stroud
good
again.
block by Jackson Fields to spring
Yeah.
him there, John.
Yep, there is. Looks like a hole back here in the backfield.
Oh, boy.
Hang on, did he pick it up? He's talking now. Coach Trent Carpenter.
I didn't see. I see lineman coming back down this way.
Yeah,
He didn't
that's what
score.
we bring it back.
But it was a good pitch and catch there. And then, Jackson Fields running the inside route there, having the presence of mind to turn around and look and get that block in there.
Mhm.
Symmes Valley with a couple of good plays here. One of them just a small miss on the long throw, and then that really long play comes back on a penalty. We can't tell who it's on or what it's about here, but I'm guessing it's a hold on one of the linemen.
Yeah, it was there in the backfield. That's what I was guessing.
hard to tell what they'll run. I don't think it down really matters.
Yeah, it's just six.
They're
six
wide,
play,
though. I know that.
4 wide. Maynard in the
Yep.
backfield with Carter. Carter, quick throw.
That's
Roth.
Roth.
Makes a nice play. Oh, breaks a couple tackles.
Nice run in there.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice little gain.
It's hard to judge things and talk about things when you're not sure what that down the distance is. It makes
Yeah.
it a lot different.
Right. I mean, I think as a coach, it would be hard too to kind of decide what to run unless you just know there's certain things
Yeah.
we're working on. Don't really care what we gain.
You just want to see them on film so
Yeah.
you can break them down. Yeah. You're not going to throw anybody off by what you're calling on third down or anything like that. I will say, we talked a little bit about the Browns game last night, but even Thursday night game with Bengals and you're seeing this more and more. The starting quarterbacks playing in that first preseason game.
Well, the Bengals have had such last couple of years bad starts. They're
Yeah.
just trying to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. See a lot of teams and
Nice protection.
Maynard
Maynard
wide
wide open, going
Wide
down the sideline.
no flags on the play there.
Good protection that time
Yeah.
there about the Vikings line.
Yeah, John, there's so much I'm pretty sure in practice here with these high school teams, and probably not every high school team is the same, but they don't even tackle to the ground hardly very much anymore.
Yeah.
They go through what you're supposed to do and form and getting there and things like that. But
And you have controlled drills that you work on your tackling, but
Yeah.
when they're scrimmaging, they're probably not.
Yeah.
And you just can't afford it in
Yeah.
these smaller schools,
Yeah.
especially. You just don't have the depth.
Yeah. But it's interesting that the NFL, I think, went to that extreme, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think now they're starting to reel that back in.
Yeah.
Because, I follow the Browns and I watch what they do and stuff. But one of the big things they've talked about in their training camp this year is it's more physical when they're tackling to the ground because they lacked that physicality last year and it hurt.
Well, and
Oh, that's offside on
Yeah.
that kill there.
I did hear a conversation, about these quarterbacks in the NFL playing more in the preseason, but I did hear a good point. Your college teams, Ohio State, they're going to play Texas first week.
Yeah.
They're not getting a preseason.
No.
They're practicing against themselves.
Yeah.
And then going. So
You
if
better-
those kids don't need it, why do the pros need
Yeah.
time in the preseason? Against the.
Speaking of that, going to be tough for the Buckeyes this year. I mean, not that they don't have the talent. I don't believe that they can win the game, but that's a tough way to start your season.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually, even when they have a big game, play a cupcake or two to start, right, and then
Work
ease
butts
into
out.
that. Yeah.
The good thing about that matchup is that as the Vikings continue to roll here, Carpenter gonna go deep again.
Oh man! Oh,
Just overthrown.
had Grady Holland just
Yep.
maybe half a step overthrown there, John. It was close.
But I mean, it's gonna be Texas is in the same boat. The thing I give one advantage to Ohio State: new defensive coordinator, Matt
Yeah.
Patricia.
Yeah.
He can game plan,
Yeah.
and I think he'll have a lot for old Arch Manning.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. Guy that was a genius for the Patriots, great defensive coordinator there, and then took a head coaching job and kind of struggled with that. And you see that a lot.
Oh,
Guys that are really good coordinators are not always the best head coaches. So.
It's so different, though. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
not that I've ever coached
Yeah.
anything that high up, but you just hear guys. I listen to a lot of guys and read a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You change from coaching the coaching football to almost as like a CEO,
Exactly.
and it's
Yeah.
some guys just aren't cut out for it,
Yeah.
but are still good coaches. Doesn't
Yeah.
make them a bad coach.
No. Yeah.
Carpenter rolls out again here, looking on to Holland again. Oh, ball's tipped.
Play in there.
Nice play.
Number
Somebody came out
9.
of both shoes. Now that's hard. No, that's a towel and a shoe.
Yep.
Or is it 2 towels? 2 towels.
Towel.
Look like shoes.
That was close there. It's a good ball and just a nice play there at the last minute there by number 9. Thought he was going to be able to complete that one. Well, it's good to be out here and see a little football on a Saturday, John. Kind of hot today. Hoping we're back out here. Be back out here 2 weeks.
2
Less than
weeks
2
from
weeks, right?
2 weeks from last night.
Be in the evening. Hopefully it'll be a little more cooled down by then. But
Symmes Valley opening up with
Chesapeake at home. Be the, what do they call it now? The battle for the paddle.
yeah, I think it's battle for the paddle of Symmes Creek there.
Yeah. And Symmes Valley definitely not starting off with cupcakes either. Got Chesapeake at home and then goes to Meigs County in week 2. Now Meigs County is not historically a powerhouse football school, but it's a
Nice
big
move
school.
by Ashton Maynard. He's still on his feet,
Yeah.
breaking
Oh.
tackles.
Is he going to go?
Can he go? It looks like he's
Oh.
going to. Valley Schoolers. Nice play by Ashton Maynard. Nice
Running
run.
there by Maynard.
Let's see if Symmes Valley kicks an extra point or goes for 2 here. I'd say. I don't know if they'll let him go for 2 or not.
So we're at 2 touchdowns apiece now, then, right?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like Symmes Valley's working about the
I
extra
don't think
point.
they're doing anything with extra point.
Yeah, it looks- I know they brought everybody off the sideline in.
On my scouting report, I believe that we will be a 2-point conversion team.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong on
Oh
that.
no, I definitely think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And with the offense they run, I mean, it really works out well that way.
Yeah. Yeah. At least I haven't been told of any outstanding kicking prospects being out.
Backup quarterback. Is that
It's Jordan Nance is the backup quarterback for Symmes Valley. Yeah.
and that's him there?
Yeah,
at
that's him
safety.
in the back. Yeah. Yeah. He's a sophomore as well. Warm out there today, and you notice on the sideline here, in high school, we don't have the big fans and all the things that they have in the
Oh, yeah.
pros. Those guys come out of the game, that's like sitting in an air conditioner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So far, so good, though, right? Basically, even Steven, really. I mean, I know Oak Hill kicks an extra point,
Mhm.
but both teams 2 touchdowns so far. Been a pretty competitive game. I would say on paper, Oak Hill might have a few more yards, but I would say not by much. It's close.
Yeah, because I mean, technically, they're both starting from the same spot, and then when you score, you just turn around and start from that same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say pretty close in yardage. It just seems like Oak Hills ran the ball, I think, better than Symmes Valley.
I
But
think
Symmes Valley doesn't run it a whole lot.
Right.
That last play, I mean, it's like an extended handoff when
Right.
you flip it to Maynard in
Yeah.
the flat there, just outside of the
Yeah.
tight end. You flip it to him and he runs it.
Yeah.
But yeah, both teams looking actually pretty good on both sides of the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
both teams have made some defensive plays, interception each way.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we really need, John. If anyone wants to volunteer to come up there and help us this year, nice to have somebody to keep stats, especially during football games. In basketball, we try, but
Right. Football, I actually got to look at some apps and some programs to try to
yeah,
help us with that because I started looking at them on paper and I'm like, yeah, that's a lot to keep
Yeah.
on paper.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
started looking at some apps and yeah, it'd be nice. May have to coerce someone to come up here and help us out.
yep,
It'd just be nice to be able to give yardage and tackles and all
Right,
that,
right.
especially at halftime and at the end. of the game.
especially like yardage and tackles, rushes, carries, receptions, things like that. There's just you gotta stay focused on the play, what's going on really, and it's hard to track all that. You do a great job in basketball. I don't know how you keep up with it. There's less to track there too.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just tracking points
Yeah.
and fouls. I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of things to keep up with in football.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you said, John, I think a lot of subs in now, probably running some second string in on both
Mhm.
sides here. So
Yeah.
my guess is probably do a possession or two with your second string and then probably end up running your first string back out there a little bit. We're about 50 minutes in now. I'm guessing there won't be a halftime, so.
No, I'd say run these guys a little bit, and they'll
Yep.
come back one more time with the.
Yep.
And then you might bring the second string back in for one more round.
Yeah, you might. You might. Yeah.
We'll just be here for the duration so we can keep it rolling here.
Yep.
Quarterback keeper up in the middle.
Right up the middle there.
See how many plays they let these guys run. I think Symmes Valley ran 10. I think they take away on a penalty
Yeah.
because that made 11. I think they're running 10 plays. I think is what they're running. And
Okay. Yeah.
so
That makes sense.
they got 11 that time, but they had
Yeah.
had a couple big penalties there.
Yeah.
One each way. I think the one that against you counts. The one that wasn't against you
Yeah.
does count.
Really hard to tell who's who now. A bunch of these kids don't have numbers on their jerseys.
Right, yeah. For Symmes Valley, yeah, there's
Yeah.
just a lot of kids out there we don't know without a number or
Yeah.
without a helmet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's getting now, the last kids that I coached have all graduated. So
I know. Yeah.
2 junior high years that
Yeah.
coach basketball, those kids are
Well,
all gone.
Just because my youngest is a little bit younger, I still got, till these groups are out. This freshman group, I've coached a couple of these kids in a few things, but when that group's gone, it'll be.
Actually,
I've never coached.
I lied. I coached 3 years of junior high, and the 7th grade group
Yeah.
last year I coached is still. So that's the 2 seniors,
Yeah.
Stroud and
Tucker.
Tucker Ross there. I was looking at him, just kept wanting to say Levi.
Well, they're brothers, but
Yeah.
and their facial may look a lot, but their body types are completely different. Night and day. Good kid though. Tucker Ross is a good kid. He likes that farming. I seen him on the tractor all the time.
Drives a nice truck too.
Oh, I haven't seen his truck. I don't know.
Oh, from
Humboldt?
Yeah.
Yeah, flat.
Covered there by Symmes Valley.
I think 53 is Cooper Bumble. I think.
Oh,
I could be
okay.
wrong. And we went to school with Justin and
Yeah.
his mom.
Amanda.
Yeah.
I did see John Kelly. He was here
Yeah.
before I was today.
Yeah, and actually my wife was sitting down there in his vicinity. I talked to him and I took her chair up there, so.
Ryan's wife comes with him to all the football games, and basketball games.
Yeah, when her son's playing. Yeah, if her son's playing, she's there.
I thought maybe it had to do with
And I think, I don't know how many people we got.
I think I've seen 3. Now we're down to 2. We've run somebody off.
Okay. I think one of them is mine. Father-in-law watching at home, so. Told them about it today. Hopefully we'll have a few more viewers than that. I'm gonna try to start publicizing it if we could post a link to it.
Well, I didn't want to
Online.
publicize this one too much in case
Yeah.
they didn't want it out there. I didn't know, what they thought about us
You
doing
can,
this.
you can take care of Facebook and I'll publicize it on X.
That
I looked at
sounds-
my account this morning. I'm an X man. I'm only on
Yeah.
X.
Oh, I love X.
The reason I like it, and not that I don't like
Nice tackle by Nance
Yeah,
there.
Nance. Good
I'll
run
knock
there
that
by
ball out
number
of
10,
there.
too.
Yep.
I can control what I want to look at on X much more than I can on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I like to read more. That's why, I don't have an Instagram or a Snapchat.
Yeah, I
or
don't
anything.
either. No.
I'm not big on the pictures. I read a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I like X. There's usually
Yeah.
they're almost like articles, you can read. The people I follow. But
See Coach Ferguson out there working with these young kids, instructing.
this is his 4th season coming into his 4th season. Is that correct? 4th or 5th? I was going to ask you if I got to talk to him, but
I was thinking it was his 3rd, but you may be right. It may be his 4th. Only because I was thinking Braden only played 2 years at Graceland.
that's correct.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yes, so this would be his 3rd, coming in his 3rd.
Well, no, you're right. It'd be his 4th.
Yeah, because he graduated.
2 years ago, right? He didn't graduate last year. It's year before that. Right?
Didn't graduate this past year, but
Yeah.
2024.
So I was right.
Yeah, you were right. 4th year.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Number 9 is really
Yeah, nice broken tackle. Stay on his
2
feet.
big plays in a row there by the Oaks. John, I don't really see anything special they're doing here, running the same kind of offense they have been running. Just waste your time getting your athletes out of space.
And I know, we've only had a few people on here, this morning, but we don't know how many views this will get later on. So
Yeah.
anybody that may watch this later or is watching now, I'm sure Coach Holland, as athletic director in this football program, is looking for any kind of sponsorship that you would want to reach out to him and get you a banner put up, or anything you'd want to do to help the program. You can reach out to Coach Holland, Eric Holland. You can go, if you don't have his email or anything like that, you can always call the school. I know it's 740-643-2371.
Yeah.
And if you'd be interested in some kind of sponsorship, as we look at the scoreboard and got 4 great sponsors on there. They helped bring the new scoreboard in, and we talked about this last year. Scoreboard came in, and then storm came, and that scoreboard wasn't very old at all, and it ended up in the visiting bleachers.
Yeah. Pitch and catch out there in the flat, and a good tackle out there. 21 made it. I'm pretty sure that's Colton Taylor now is who it is.
That's a nice tackle.
Yeah, it's a good tackle. Some of your young kids now, I mean, these kids that are in the game now, I don't know that we have a full unit on the sideline. I guess we got close to it, but a lot of them are going to have to contribute this year. Some guys are going to be successful, and I'm guessing the same on the Oak Hill side as well. Oak Hill numbers probably a little bit better. John, I was just looking up here in the parking lot, and mine's way back to olden times. Somebody's got the truck backed up and sitting in the back of the truck watching the game. Remember when we were kids, the whole line down through there.
Oh yeah.
My grandpa would always have the best spot because he was the janitor down here. Sit in the back of his truck and watch games. Nice play inside there. Is that Baumgartner again, maybe? Yep, I believe it is. I hope I got the number right, but yeah. Of course, we didn't have the fence back then, so the view was a little bit better. But
Yeah.
a lot of good times.
Yeah, you didn't have the fence, and now they'll put the banner up down through there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you're saying about sponsorships, we can give people shout outs on the YouTube too as well. We don't have that set up like we used to about, when we had the commercials to run and stuff. But I'll give a free shout out this morning just because their sandwich was so good this morning. Have you ever had a breakfast sandwich from Twinkleberries?
Oh, I've been to Twinkleberries up there in Rye Grand.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Good coffee.
Yeah.
And we've been through there when we lived in Waterloo. We were through there, several times.
Okay. Yeah. I just discovered it here recently, but yeah, it's good breakfast.
Yeah,
Breakfast sandwich.
One of the Patterson girls used to work there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of scripture posted on the wall and do a lot of cool things like that too. So
I'm not gonna say, but which one I can't remember, so I'm not gonna say.
I want to say it's Kinley. That's what I want to say.
There's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of off the beaten path there in Rye Grand. I mean, you got to know where it's at to find it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll give a shout out where I get most of my, I don't buy a whole lot of coffee for myself, but I do buy a lot for my wife and my daughter. Oak Hill looks like he might get to the corner. 10 gets.
I think he did. Oh no, is he saying he stepped out back there to 3?
No, I think he's saying he's in. I think that's the reason he's pointing in.
Oh, okay.
I think he's letting that official know that he's inside the pylon.
I thought he scored. I'm pretty sure he did score, didn't
he did.
Yeah.
But I'll give a shout out to Adam's Flying Pig in Willersburg.
Oh, never been there.
Great place.
Flying Pig. Huh?
Yeah. And I'll tell you a quick story. They named that because they said he'd never be able to open a coffee shop in Willersburg.
Huh.
They said when pigs fly, so he named it Adam's Flying Pig.
There's
And great place, great. The food that I've had there, stuff I've had's been really good, and I know my son's had a couple of coffees from there, and my wife and my daughter gets one almost every day from there. Yeah, it's
yeah.
very, very good.
There is a lot more coffee shops around now than there ever was. I mean, I think Starbucks kind of started it, but I think now more than ever, there's mom and pop coffee.
Oh yeah, and you got a place like Coon's Corner in Ireton.
Yeah.
I've not personally been there, but my family has. Got stuff from there. It's good.
I actually love it too, because we drink coffee in this country and not tea
Right.
because Revolutionary War.
Exactly.
I just finished my Revolutionary War podcast about the whole cause.
Yeah.
Tremendous. So many different things had to go the right way for that to work out.
Oh yeah.
So Oak Hill's just scored again in the JV, right, John?
Mm-hmm. I'm keeping it
So
separate.
separate, okay. I guess our first stringers are going to head back out there here in a minute, but right now,
Symmes Valley's second team offense will have the ball now. But yeah, I make my coffee at home because I just drink mine black, so
it's pretty easy. I just black coffee for me too. I did try some, coffee in Hawaii, and they had the trees behind the store and beans. You could see the whole process and stuff. It's pretty
Wow,
cool. I
that's
brought
pretty-
some of that back. Have not made it yet. Waiting for my mom to come up so she can drink it with me.
yeah, try it out.
She's not watching today, but she is, Mom. Come up so we can have some coffee. I'm not very good at the Polynesian names, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
try to. My kids' family made fun of me the whole time we were over there. I just quit trying. Well, John, one good thing about us calling this game today is we're up here in this air-conditioned booth,
Yeah.
and
We're the
thankful
luckiest
for that
people here because
today.
we're the only ones in here.
Yeah.
You would have thought.
Yeah.
Some other people that's here watching might be like, hey, I wonder who's sitting up there. Nobody, I'm going up.
Yeah. Well, I told my wife she could come up here. I see people with fans, the DeWalt fans blowing on them down there on the bleachers, umbrellas. I will say that bleachers are hot in the summer. That outside bleacher stuff is made for winter, fall, sporting events. Farmer's Almanac said we're going to have a cool, dry fall, folks. I hope it's right.
Yeah, I'm ready for some fall weather. We had a little taste of it there
Yeah.
about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Here's
Well,
Nance with
Nance's
the
first
throw.
throw's
Nice
hot.
catch.
And I'm guessing that 7 is that Matthew Weaver. I'm not sure who that kid is, but I could be wrong on that too. We'll find that out.
That's a nice catch.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Ball thrown just a little behind, able to turn, make the catch.
Jordan Nance, 1 for 1.
Yep.
Let's see if the Vikings JV here can mount a drive down the field, tie this thing up. J.V. Mills. You got a lot of guys that were out there for the first string that are still out there now too.
Oh, bad snap. Nance
And
not able to
still
hold,
loose.
still loose. I'm surprised they didn't blow that dead. The quarterback's trying to get on it,
Yeah. All right, we had a little bit of first play looked really good, completed pass. That player not so good. Got young kids, you gotta.
Well, that's why you're out. Yeah, that's why you're out here to.
Yeah. That's why you have scrimmages and previews and stuff like that where these kinks out.
Is this the only scrimmage Symmes Valley's have? They had a scrimmage last week.
No, this is the only scrimmage, but now you got the jamboree game, which
Right.
doesn't count. So
So is that all they get now? Is 2 scrimmages?
I don't know if that's all they get or if that's just all they're doing. Most schools, I think their first padded scrimmage. I saw Cold Grove scrimmage last night and Jackson scrimmage to Ashland, Kentucky last night. And And then I think they have Jamboree games. I don't know if they still have the big OVC preview like they used to or not. Remember, they used to have big OVC preview. So.
As we mentioned,
If you don't get it
flips
out the flat, oh. Made the real tough play the
Yeah.
last time, and the
Yep.
simple one's a lot harder to.
I think he saw a lot of green grass and he's thinking, "Oh, I can run forever," and just couldn't pull it in.
It's it's the standard play design though. They were faking the run one way and then
Yeah.
swinging it out in the flat the other way. So if your defense is not disciplined, you get big gainers on plays like that.
The Symmes Valley with the, I know you mentioned it earlier, Jamboree game next week at Wellston.
Yep. Take the drive up 141, and depending on your pleasure, you can go to Right Grand or you can go up the.
Go to Rye Grand, swing through Twinkleberry.
You
so
could,
way.
yeah.
I don't know if they're open
I
that
don't
late.
think they're open that late
Yeah.
though. Yeah. Or you can take what is that? The CH&D.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Somebody explained that to me. That used to be a railroad
Mhm.
track up through there.
Oh,
And they changed
okay.
it into a road at some time. So CH&D was a railroad. I wouldn't want to be on a railroad car going up through there because the swamps are close to. Jordan Nance got leveled on that and ended up being an interception with just flag on the play. He had a man deep and he was trying to get it to him, but he got hit. Couldn't get
Yeah, I couldn't really step into the throw.
enough mustard on it, as my grandpa would say.
So is that Friday night or Saturday night, the Jamboree
Friday.
game? Friday night?
Night at Wellston. I'm not sure. We tried to call a game here last year, but I think Wellston was pretty good last year. We had we didn't had some trouble with them. So it'd be interesting if that game would be close or not.
Nance in the shotgun, rolling out. Plenty of time, flips.
Deep goes short.
Complete.
I have no idea
Nope.
who that one is.
Mhm.
Again, we went to several 7-on-7 talking to the kids, but then you got so many kids that come out and don't participate in that over the
Right,
summer.
right. Yeah, oh yeah.
So far today, I'd say Symmes Valley, you're overwhelmingly good, but there's been nothing really bad either. I mean, there's been good and bad, and it's been a pretty even game so far. So.
Oh yeah, a lot of positives.
Yeah. I don't know. They may be using this film. I see. Looks like Oak Hill's got a big fancy camera set up down there. At the end
Yeah,
of the
it's.
field.
I think they filmed themselves. Old Nance was
Oh,
nice
wide
throw.
open. Oh.
Just missed it. It looked like the receiver may have tripped
Oh, I see.
in his turn there.
Yeah.
Kind of threw the timing off. Looked like he kind of stumbled.
Good
Just,
read though. He found the guy wide open.
yeah.
So John, I think I see on Facebook where your daughter's going to begin her teaching career down at Willersburg this year. That's exciting.
Yeah. Teaching 5th grade. English, language arts. Yeah, we've helped her the last couple of weeks get her classroom set up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she's super excited, super excited. Spent
Yeah.
the day yesterday in Columbus with her and my wife, and we took Tommy.
Oh, got a
Grandson
man
got a
again.
man.
Oh,
Oh, just overthrown. Still good looking ball.
half a step. Jordan Nance throwing some dimes here. Just not quite able to hook up, but really close.
You know, you still got the tax-free going on.
Oh,
in Ohio,
yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
2
Yeah.
weeks this year, and
Yeah.
we took a trip up there to get some things. And
Yeah, go to Easton or what?
no, went to the Tanger Outlets
Oh, okay. Now, Tanger Outlets, the ones that are north.
of Columbus. Yep.
Okay, yeah, been up there.
Right there off
What's that
71.
place? It's called Sunbury.
Sunbury
Okay,
Road. Yeah.
yeah. I've been there. Been a while since I've been a few years since I've been up there, but yeah.
We usually end up there about twice a year.
Yeah.
I've been up there when there's been 3 inches of snow on.
Yeah. I think the last time we went up there, it was in April, and it had warmed up quite a bit. And I bought a coat.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
cold.
Well, it was
Yeah.
pretty warm there yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty
Well, we had a good day, and but yeah, she's already done her orientation and everything. So yeah, pretty exciting.
That's
Pretty
good.
exciting.
It's good to see good kids become teachers. I know it's not, a career that I feels like our generation, more people were becoming teachers than what there is now. So it's good to see good kids become teachers because we need them.
Oh yeah. Well, and interesting little fact there. We were walking the hallways. Actually, me and Tommy were taking a walk there in the hallways of Willersburg Middle School, just letting him stretch a little bit, and
Wide open again. Got him
this
John.
time.
They
He
just
ma-
keep bringing
Oh,
it
he
on.
makes a
Nice
man
move.
miss, and he's gonna go.
I think he is, John. He's gone. I don't know your name, number 7, but great play there.
Nice throw, nice catch, and a nice yards after the catch for Symmes Valley.
That is either Brammer or Wheaton, so it's one of those two.
But so right next door to her classroom, one and only Bill Fox, another Symmes Valley graduate.
Well, I didn't know
So
he
the
was a
two
teacher.
Vikings there side by side.
Yeah.
And Bill reached out to me and congratulated Emily, having a kid there, and said if she needs anything, let him know. And then she actually stepped into his room this week and said, "Hey, I'm John Sharp's daughter."
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I knew he taught there, and but of course I didn't know where, and it just happened to be next door.
Huh.
It's really good. Yeah.
Now, Williamsburg, I'm assuming they have multiple elementaries.
No, they have one.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're
Okay.
They're elementary and junior high are in the same building, and the high school is in a separate building, just like here at Symmes Valley.
There's only 2 buildings.
Yep.
Huh. I thought.
That I'm aware of.
I mean, I know they're really nice. I've been to their high school.
Yeah.
And is their elementary, junior high there close?
Yes,
Oh.
it's actually just away from the river another couple hundred yards.
Yeah. All right, so John, it looks like starters are coming back in now for this next series now.
I'd say you'll run maybe one, or now they may actually try to run this on downs. I know that sometimes teams do that. Oh yeah, there's the yardage. Yes,
Oh, yep.
right on cue.
Okay, good call, John.
So-
So, hey, so far in this game, we're basically a split, right? Both
Right.
JV teams scored once, and both the varsity teams scored twice. So everybody, they're hoping it's loose now, but as hot as it is out here, you're not loose. You're just tired.
Yeah, just hot.
Yeah.
So Oak Hill will have it first and 10 at the 35. This will give us a little more something to look at here as far as
Yeah.
calling the game. At least we'll have a way to call it.
Yeah. So we got officials. We got people on the chain gang, and
I think that is Mr. Russell and Mr. Colgrove
okay.
running the chain gang there for us.
Yeah, I seen Mr. Russell down here earlier, so
Yep.
he may be over there volunteering his time. Looks like he is.
Yeah. And well, we got John Carell. Is John Carell going to hold the
I guess so. They had to get coaches to do it today.
down marker there?
You appreciate guys, once you've coached football at any level, you appreciate guys that volunteer to do stuff like that. Because a lot of times it's just hard to find somebody to run the
Oh,
chain.
yeah.
But it's so important at the same time, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. My son thinking, I guess he forgot what I'm doing today, and he's trying to call me.
Just take his call. I wish we could tap him in here.
I wish
We'd
we could tap him in. I'm gonna take my picture. Send it to him.
All right, so here we go, John. 1st and 10 from the starting on the 35. Here's where they're going to give Oak Hill the ball at.
Yeah. 1st and 10. Snap, direct snap. Oh, he's got a lot of, and he's got
He's got a lot of
blockers.
green.
They do. He does just run out of room.
Jackson Fields down there finally just plowed into the blocker, I believe, and knocked him out of bounds. But a big gain on 1st down for the Oaks.
Yeah.
John, nothing more than a little sweep play. Didn't look to me like.
Just a lot of lead blockers
Yeah.
there around the outside.
Yeah.
That'll be 1st and 10.
Let's see where we're at.
About the 38-yard line.
That's a big gainer there. Looking at 20, almost a 30-yard gainer there, John. Big run first down the field. So, all right, so Symmes Valley trying to tidy that up here now. Against Symmes Valley in the 4-4-3, and I don't know enough about if this is a wing tee or wishbone or whatever it is, but it's a 3-back set. I'll tell you that, or the pistol, wing tee, the pistol, the wishbone. I don't play enough Madden, so or I guess it wouldn't be Madden, it'd be college football.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. It's
Same formation, just the opposite way. See if they run the same thing. Inside handoff to
Yep.
8. A little bit of
How
room.
much
Somebody
that
come
time?
up.
Oh, ball on the
Smoked him.
ground, ball.
Number one, anytime there's pushing 7 going on, looks like he's
Yeah,
always
he's in the
in
middle.
middle.
He's yeah, he's in it with Tucker Ross that
Yeah.
time, though. I don't know if he wants.
Looks like Rolf may have come up with the fumble.
Is there a turnover there?
Let's see if that's what Symmes Valley acts like it
Ross
is.
Carpenter's going in the game, I believe
Yep.
it is. I don't know who come up with the football, John. but-
Rolf, I do believe. That's who I
Okay.
seen hand the ball to the official.
Yeah. I didn't see a lot of contact, so I don't really know what happened on the exchange or whatever there, but Symmes Valley gives up one big play and then makes a big play on the
Yeah.
next one. A nice job there if that's recovered by the freshman, Becken Ross, sticking his head in there. I know he's a good athlete.
Somebody come up and really hit. I think it was Maynard come up and made a nice hit.
Okay.
Probably jarred the
Maybe
ball
jarred
loose.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Vikings now with the stop. Causing the turnover. Second turnover of the game for the Vikings there against Okio with an interception and a fumble.
So now we're keeping down. So basically, you know, playing like a real live game here for a bit. I get no play clock and stuff. But
Shotgun flanked by Maynard. Flips it.
puts it out there.
Out to Stroud. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Still on his feet.
Nice run by Stroud.
First
After
down,
the catch. Yeah.
And probably a horse collar.
Yeah. They didn't flag that one. It's kind of iffy, but in a
Yeah.
real game, you might get that, John. And on the officiating crew. Now we're going to see. Here we go. See some
Going
Valley
quick.
going quick, John.
Yard
Quick
marker's
here.
not even
Ooh.
set. Carpenter makes a guy miss. He's going to hang on to it. And he'll go down for a gain of about 5.
Almost.
Oh, flag.
We're going to get essence of
They just threw it. They just, somebody going to the sideline.
a little after contact
Yep.
here. I couldn't really see what happened. but
I
it
didn't
must have
either.
been
It's- I
bad
think it's
because
when he was getting up, something happened.
Yeah.
When
There was
Carpenter
multiple-
was getting up. So
multiple flags that came out.
are they going to mark it off? I think they are.
15-yarder.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Maybe 10. I don't know where the ball's at.
I'm not sure. They're moving way down the field. They're
Yep.
on-
Oh,
yeah.
I see now. I see the official holding it. I couldn't see him amongst all the black and white
Yeah.
uniforms.
I believe
Yeah.
It's going to get
15. Symmes Valley be
top of that
first and
little
10
Yeah, sit down.
from the 34-yard line.
Let's see Symmes Valley go quick again here.
Freeman flanking Carpenter this play.
Blitz here. No blitz.
No blitz.
Straight up rush. Got a
Carpenter
ball.
throwing deep. Got
Wide
him
open.
wide open.
He got Levi Russell that time. Okay.
Hang on, we got a wasp. Hang on. Oh, where'd he go?
I think I got it.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. We were being attacked.
I don't know how loud that was.
Pretty funny, though. All right.
All right, we
What's
scored
still
a
alive?
touchdown and we killed a wasp.
Nope, you didn't
Oh,
kill
I
it.
didn't kill it. Just made it
Well, I'll be
mad.
a second one.
Made it mad. John's on the case now. Oh, he's got it dead.
Oh, miss.
Oh, he had a clean shot.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
think he got it.
Now the Yeti got him.
Oh. Double hammer. You don't think, oh, there's another one down here.
They're coming alive. So touchdown, Symmes Valley.
The score is Wasps 0, John and Ryan 2.
And Symmes Valley will actually kick an extra point here.
Oh, okay.
I think they're looking for a ball to kick. They don't have it.
Hey, 21 is J.R. Day. Now I know who that is. It's not Colt Taylor. I see him without his helmet on. I'll give him always do the rest of this scrimmage here. I should have known who that was.
They're just gonna kick whatever ball they got, or I don't know if it has something to do with a tee or whatever. But Bronx Carpenter gonna kick it left-footed.
And
No good. Oh no, it's good.
oh, good. Not playing distance. I thought it shanked it to the right.
What in the world's he doing kicking left-footed? That's odd.
Left-footed kicking.
We'll blame that on Dusty. She's caused it to be
It's the
left.
quarterback and the kicker.
Yeah.
Don't see that combination very long. Probably not since like Otto Graham or Jim Thorpe. I saw this thing listed on Facebook where they had the greatest football from every franchise, you know, in their history.
Yep.
The Browns were the only ones that the picture had a guy with a leather helmet. Gotta go all the way back to Otto Graham.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was a good one though.
Yeah, he was a good one. That's the last time they were really dominant. Pretty good in the 80s there.
So Symmes Valley come up with the
Yeah.
fumble, and then a few plays later, which with the help of a 15-yard penalty.
We said this scrimmage had been kind of even, maybe teetering toward Oak Hill a little bit. But since we had the yard markers out there, one big play from Oak Hill, and then every play has went Symmes Valley's way. So. Symmes Valley's running a bunch of subs out there now.
Did they switch back? Was it just one possession
I
for
think
the?
so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it gives your kids time to one each way, then your varsity gets
Yeah.
another time off.
And the different schools like this, you know, probably 80 to 90% of your kids play both ways.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tough. It's tough enough in a regular game out
Right.
here in a scrimmage where you're not getting some of the other breaks that you would typically get. So.
So now you're back in with the second string defense for Symmes Valley and second string offense for Oak Hill. Little confusion there.
Vikings in on the stop there again. Sorry, we don't know names. Figured out one of them there. 34 is Jackson Yates. I'm pretty sure that's who that is. Now, they're saying no gain there, so I thought he might have lost a little bit there, but they got it right on the yard marker.
Second down for the Oaks. Here's the play they had a lot of success on in the varsity section. Oh, Nance coming up. Nice tackle. Jordan Nance coming up.
Tackle from the safety spot there, John. I think that was quarterback keeper there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same play. They got that big yardage there in the varsity section there with snap
Yeah,
to
just
the
direct snap to him, and he takes
and
off.
lead blockers.
Kind of like a sweet play, except you don't have the handoff.
Right. First and 10. Hill, second string here.
Yep.
Snap.
Same play.
Again, yep.
Well-
Way. And coming up. Nance again.
He sniffed it out that time, but somebody hung on the bottom of the pile there and made a good play. No number on the jersey, but really stuck his head in there and hung on. Carpenter out there coaching up the second string too. I always like to see guys that stay engaged with your backups, you know, because those guys got to be ready to fill in gaps too. So, and again, we went over this. This is just a scrimmage. You never know. There's going to be all these kids are probably going to have to play a role at some point in the season. So. Sport, but you definitely need a lot of bodies to handle it for sure. One or two is not going to do it.
No. Gained them about 7 there on first down for Oak Hill. The second 3. Same play, different number. 23.
Right.
Big hole over on that side. Nance comes up again. Nice
That's just
tackle.
Off tackle running play there. Nance is doing a good job.
First and 10 for Oak Hill as they drive.
That's just a simple off tackle run play there. To me, it looked like John, but had a big hole there. And Nance doing a great job out there making tackles, but you don't want your free safety to be your leading tackler. He's doing it way downfield, so. Weiss says the Yellow Jackets are bad in the stands. I said, well, we got lost up here. So
Yeah.
we're all out today. It was part of my day today. I'll be headed toward the hayfield after we do.
Oh,
here.
is that right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Hill first and 10.
That tight formation, they got one out here. Other than that, I think it's the pistol is what they're running.
Snap 32. He'll run it. Not a whole lot there. Maybe a gain of 3, maybe 4. Looks like maybe 4 yards. No.
Take it down here. So since we've been so you put a line. So since we've been doing offense to defense here, Symmes Valley's up basically 7-0, right?
Right. I've got varsity. I just kept
Okay.
on adding on.
Yeah.
19-13, counting the extra points. JV is 6 to
Here's
6.
a sweet play. We got a flag early here. We got motion on offense. Somebody move early.
Was you able to watch the Browns any there last
I
night?
did, John. I did. I taped it, watched it when I got home.
Yeah.
I try to be more of a man of reason. So I don't think Shadur Sanders is the next coming of Lamar Jackson or anything like that.
Right.
But he did look pretty good. He made some good plays. I think the more encouraging thing is how the Browns played overall. I'm way more encouraged. My new favorite player, I think, is going to be that Schlesinger, that linebacker from UCLA.
Yeah.
The kid walked on, and then was the leading tackler last year. And he has a degree in bioengineering.
Oh, wow.
So he's a smart guy, too. Oh, fumbled.
Bring up 3rd and long for Oak Hill.
But I think, the Browns are going to get a wake-up call early. They play the Bengals at home. Then they go to Baltimore. Then they follow that up with Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota.
Ooh.
It is going to be a tough one. And I fully anticipate Joe Flacco to be the starter, too.
Yeah.
And he didn't play last night, but I anticipate. I don't, he's not that great now, but man, he still does have good arm. But man, he's got a cannon.
Oh, a veteran like that.
Yeah.
It's just the knowledge. It's like having a coach on the field.
And I don't understand the thought process of having all those quarterbacks that they've had. I'm just the basketball coach at heart. So what do I know?
Well, the only thing I could see is you're hoping one of them hits.
Yeah,
One of them is like, boom, it just clicks for them. And
but why And I get that with the 2 in the draft, but why you pick up Kenny Pickett? That seems like a waste.
Yeah.
Somebody thought he's something, but
Right.
I mean, I know he was good in college, but when he was at Pittsburgh, I didn't really see anything.
No.
Be interesting to see how it plays out this year. With Rodgers in Pittsburgh, how will that play out? And I watched I'm sure you watched the quarterbacks thing on Netflix where they went.
I haven't started that yet. I need to.
That's what I watched on the plane ride. I downloaded that on my plane ride to Hawaii. I watched it, but Burrow had like an all-time year last year, the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
And then they didn't even make the playoffs, right? So can the Bengals get a faster start so they don't allow that to happen again this year?
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Nice run here by
Off-tackle
23.
play
That's
there.
going to bring
Well,
up 4th down. Might have gained 1, maybe 2 there.
Yeah.
Depends on where they spot it. Be 4th down for the Oaks.
I don't know if they'll do I'm sure they're not going to punt here today, right? But
What? So now I've asked you about the Browns. Do you have the NFL Network? Is that how you watched them?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I know I couldn't watch the Bengals there the other night.
YouTube TV.
I didn't even try that. I didn't even think to try it. And
That's what I watch. I have YouTube TV. That's what I watch.
okay. I may check that out.
Oh, you probably have cable though, right? You still
Yeah, I
have,
do have cable.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
cable out where I live. Now you know that ESPN bought the NFL.
Yeah, that's
Agree with that?
crazy. That's going to be
A lot of big things happen at ESPN because ESPN also they're coming out with in the past you haven't been able to just buy ESPN through an app,
Mm-hmm.
but they're coming out with that at the end of this month.
Yeah, I don't know how well it'll do. It's a lot.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
we're
going to pass.
Got a
Got
guy
him wide open.
Wide
Oh,
open. And
no.
he dropped it.
Oh.
He'd have definitely had the first down.
He got wide open behind the defense there. Just not quite able to come up with the catch.
Symmes Valley lucky there. They should take over on downs.
Yeah. I guess they elected. I don't know if they would have given them in Biddy League, you give them 20 or 25 yards.
If this young man takes his helmet off, see if we know who it is. He's made a couple plays there.
I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, that's Jackson Gates. So 34 is not Jackson Gates. The kid with no number is Jackson
Yeah,
Gates.
he made a couple nice
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah, he's making quite a few tackles there. And I think he plays quite a bit from the middle linebacker spot. Yeah, that's Jackson Gates. So now I got to figure out who 34 is.
It's wild. Is Jackson a freshman or a sophomore?
Jackson Gates, he's a junior.
Junior.
Yeah, he's in Zane's class.
Golly.
Yep.
It's just
I
crazy.
know.
But I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but I can remember watching his dad play.
I know. Yep. Yeah.
I was in school.
Yeah.
I'm younger than him, but I remember him playing.
Yep.
I believe he was on the '89 team that was the SVAC champs and went to the playoffs first time for.
And I'm pretty sure he
He's on
played in
history.
secondary. He was not
Yeah.
softball. Like,
Oh yeah, he was little, but he would come up and
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
Chris Gates.
yep. I remember hearing about Grant
Oh, yeah.
talk about that. Yeah. So
So they're taking their time, but Symmes Valley's second string will take over here. first
yeah,
and 10.
offense, second string offense about to take over. So.
Coach Ferguson and Coach Carpenter getting them coached up here.
Yep.
You score here, you definitely win the second string portion of that scrimmage.
Both Coach Carpenter's out there, no hat, no sunglasses, no nothing. Just makes me cringe out there in that
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah. Valley, 1st and 10. Jordan Nance at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun. Trips to the right, single to the left.
Number wide with one running back here.
Snap high, snap to Nance, but he hangs on to it, flips it out to the running back. He tries to make a move, does make a move, but then, whoo,
It is a good move, but
Yep.
Oak Hill really swarming of the football there.
he might have got back to the line of scrimmage. See where they mark it.
That number 12, I bet it's Mason Adams.
I think Coach Carpenter told him, Coach Trent Carpenter, don't, he tried to make a move right off instead of just
Yeah.
attacking,
Yeah.
going up the field immediately as soon as he caught it.
12 or 7. 7 might be Mason Adams. I'm trying to figure out who's who. We'll have them by the first game, folks.
Nance.
Got a little time.
Across the middle,
Hard
caught.
day. Good catch in there.
Nice move. He might be gone.
Nice
No, number
play by
10.
J.R. Day.
Yep.
No face mask call might be there, but yeah, nice catch and a nice move after the catch too.
He got right in the middle there and kind of that zone coverage and just
Yeah.
kind of sat down and Jordan Nance hit him.
Nice play there, especially, JV here, that's a nice play.
That'd be 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Freeman coming in the ball game. Day needs a break.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from about the 24th yard line.
And you don't think about this because you're not out there, but when you're running routes to receiver and you make a big run down the field, then you got to run all the way back,
Yep. Well, and the 2 plays prior, you ran down and you didn't get the ball run back.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Vikings. Nance, he's looking.
Got a man
Going
deep.
deep,
Got a
going
man
to the
deep.
corner. Got him wide open.
Yeah,
Catch.
touchdown.
Touchdown, Vikings. Oh, we have a flag. Want to bring it back.
I think you're on all 7. I think you're Mason Adams.
That'll be a penalty against the Vikings. I'm sure it was a hold.
Yeah, it must be a hold. It's a killer when it happens like that on a big pass play like that. But we saw Nance there earlier. Him and these receivers on the second unit here, not quite able to hook up, but being real close. But on this drive, they've hooked up a couple times now.
So here we go. 1st and 20.
1st and 20. Yep. Same play. They got
Nice
7
move.
out of there now.
Snap to Nance. Looking to throw. He steps up. Has a man over the middle. Ooh.
I think he
Just
saw
missed
him open for a minute, but
Mhm.
by the time he got it out back to him, he wasn't open.
Second down and 20 for Vikings. Oak Hill, I will want to mention this. Since we don't play them out in the regular season, their band always a great listen.
Yeah.
I filmed for the football team rather for a few years, and I always got to see their band. Always put on a really good show and always sound really good. Nice run here by the Vikings, right up the middle. Nice play there on second down.
Got a lot of that back here.
Going to make it 3rd and manageable
Yeah.
compared to what they had.
Yeah, you got a lot of different options open there now. So it's going to be 3rd and about 5 here.
3rd, long 5, maybe 6, with Vikings at about the 20-yard line. But just wanted to throw that out there about Oak Hill's band. Always really good.
Yeah.
And a former Symmes Valley coach. See, did Merle coach there? He coached there for a little while.
Yeah,
Merle
that's where
Triplett coached
Tommy
there.
played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son Tommy played there.
Yeah.
Tommy Tadphone for a while. Looks like we might have a penalty. I don't see flags, but talking to him about the setup, maybe. Okay, here we go. On again. 5. Have to Nance. He rolls out.
Get out of the pocket. Oh, he's
Got a man, got a couple guys across the middle. Oh! Had 2 receivers, and Tim from Oak Hill stepped right in there, just about picked it.
There are 2 guys wide open, but the free safety saw it too.
Yeah.
He timed it up just perfectly. He just couldn't make the interception.
4th down and 6.
John, I'm not sure what to come up with here. Likely a pass, I'm thinking.
Right, line out to the left. They have to Nance. He'll roll right.
Not again. It's got
Tried to hit Freeman, couldn't get him. They'll turn it over on downs.
Freeman would have had to got a couple more yards there, I think, but it was just too high for him to make a play on it.
Let's see what they're going to do here. That may be the end. It looks like that'll be it.
I believe that's it. Yeah, both JV teams not able to come up with a score there at the end.
So your second string tie is 6-6. Varsity action. Symmes Valley 19, Oak Hill 13. Both teams look to be fairly even, and both teams with a lot of positives out here today.
I would think, I think in the beginning part of it, Oak Hill, it was pretty even. Oak Hill might have looked a little better at times, but once we started keeping yards and yardages, Symmes Valley really dominated that. Other than the one big Oak Hill play, Symmes Valley really dominated that part of it. So a good experience probably for both teams here.
So Symmes Valley will travel to Wellston next week for the Jamboree game.
Yep.
And then the following week, we'll be right here for the Battle for the Paddle against Chesapeake. Big rivalry game to start the year off for the Vikings.
Yeah.
And Ryan and I will be here to live stream it. If you can't make it out, see it live.
Yep.
Tune in then. For Ryan Wilson, I'm John Sharp. Thanks for tuning in to this live stream, kind of a practice run for us on a Saturday morning afternoon. Appreciate you all checking us out. And as always, Godspeed and go Vikings. Have a good day, everybody.